Karate before the MMA got big, and his is one of the highest rated programs on TV. When he fought Alvin Crowder, who was one of the best kickboxers going, it was one of the best fights you'd ever want to see. We got to watch it again today, and I got all nervous again. But Bob was trained extremely hard, and I never seen somebody so dedicated in my life. And I've done so many rounds with this guy. If I repeat myself, it's because of him. I've got brain damage. I've been getting the head a bunch. I don't know how many times I lose my keys every day, but it was all worth it.
Stevie, let me interrupt you for a second.
Please do.
I want to dispute something he said. He is a legitimate world champion. Takashi was undefeated for 15 years, and he had legs like a downhill skier, and he was coming in trying to break his leg. It didn't work out like it was planned.
One thing I had going for me is when I get a roundhouse kick with it, I've got really hard shins because of the way Mr. Harrison made us condition our legs. We have something really hard. Do we have any steel? Maybe like a steel rod?
Pick a chair.
Sure.
Oh, well, I'll share it. My shins are so hard that I can hammer on with a hammer and that'll work. And these people kind of cringe. That's from just the conditioning of our shins. And we were doing that when I was in Orangeville. Remember that? Take those old-fashioned Coke bottles that had the raised letters on them and pound up and down your shins and go like this. And by the time you got it done, your leg, the skin was bleeding. Then you wait till it healed and then do it again. And I'm kind of glad. I always wondered why we did that, but once I fought Cesar Takeshi, he was not very happy that I did. Anyway, start out. First thing, our 7 hand strikes. One of our Orangeville routines is you have to do 7 hand strikes in less than 3 seconds effectively with a target. Now, I'll do them fast one time. Just don't move, right? No. Okay, and I'll explain it. Probably wasn't under 3. Got an Uraken, back knuckle strike. This is a good street fighting strike. It's very quick and straight. We bend the wrist back, use the front face of the person up. When you use this strike right, and especially striking the face, it's going to puncture a hole in somebody's face. And had a few street situations where that's just exactly what happened. So I had to change my method of self-defense. But anyway, it's very effective. We all know what that is, the hammer fist. A lot of people don't know how to do this hammer fist strike. They just strike down like you think they're going to magic target, you hit somebody, and they're going to drop. And some guys you hit like that, they go, they're making your day. We will strike up into the pelvic bone and make good contact there. Basic karate punch, seiken. And we strengthen it by putting our hips into it, locking the hips. Hiji, elbow. We have all types of hiji. This way, here, and come down. And 8 elbows of death. Okay. Dreaded karate chop shuto. Very effective strike to the throat, side of the neck, here, groin, ribs. Shotai, falling heel strike. Very effective to the nose, ideally, jaw. Plus you get the fingers to rip the eyes. And then ridge hand or haito. And we were taught not to use the hand, use the wrist bone. It's very sharp. Find that on the back of your thumb. Now, does a lot of you do it like this? Do you strike that bone with your ridge hand? I'm just curious. Is that the way y'all do it? Good. Because how many times I separated and tried to so they showed ridge hand. And when I was missing my target, hitting people in the head, I broke this hand twice, doing the bridge hands the wrong way. Yeah, like this bone hits me in the side of the neck, nail somebody with that thing, they're going to drop in a hurry. Okay? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? All right, so kicks. Obviously, kicking is the deal with karate because it means your legs are stronger, longer, and on the street, I want to keep my opponent, especially if they don't have a gun, as far away as possible. Okay? One, and Bob was going to talk about this, about de-escalating potential violence, just by your distance. Okay? I'm this close to somebody, and he's got an inkling to want to jack with somebody, you're much more likely to have trouble, right? If I'm stepping far away, then I pick on somebody else. That's fine. In this situation, though, if I'm at least a step away, he's got to take a step to get to me. There's no way there's about no way he can punch me before I can kick him, as long as I'm not sleeping. We call this a direct counter. So if he comes at me, straight front kick, okay, real simple. Teaches us in our basic one class, our boot camp. So guys, and again, if he's threatening me, he's got his fist like that, and he starts toward me, don't you think you have a right to protect yourself? Yeah, absolutely. And some people say, well, no, he didn't actually hit you. Well, he was going to, okay? So that's still self-defense. He comes toward me, he's that front kick, my good, okay? And generally, when you blast somebody who's trying to punch you, you catch them with a good kick. Good chance they're going to at least bend a little bit. At that point, I'm going to grab, fall right back up with me in the same place I kicked him before. A couple of those, and he bends over, come down. With a shot to the base of the neck. You want to be nice, you can do it to the scapula and just hurt him. Don't sleep. Okay, so that's your front kick. Real simple. Knee kick. We have the front knee kick or the roundhouse knee kicks, and I'm going to like I'm washing. And what we do is we extend the leg and we pump it in and use the attacker's body against him. Still Mawashi. Then we have a roundhouse kick, the Mawashi Gary. We all know that kick. I'm getting pretty stiff, so I don't want to kick to the head. But what I like to do on the street, you go come in with those shins into the knee joint. That's going to, again, an attacker, it's going to slow him down. He's not going to chase you in a hurry. You're going to stun him for a while. Give you a chance to get away, get in your car, drive off, or follow up effectively. My favorite, the Japanese side kick, Yoko. We just coil the leg up and just use the hard bony edge of the foot from the middle of the foot to the heel. And one of the best targets on the street there is right above that knee. The thing is, you don't have to be able to kick high. If you just cock your leg up tight, and snap it in there, that sword edge, knees don't bend backwards. And that's what my opponent in Tokyo found out. Every time he tried to kick, I'd catch him with that Yoko. And I wasn't really throwing it as hard as I could. But it would jack his knee back, and after 5 minutes of that, he was really hurting. And wasn't moving very fast. So I was really thankful for Yoko. Then you have your back kick, Urigiri. Just the human version of a donkey kick. Okay? I can be in close and just turn and use the heel of the foot. Okay? And the way I teach my students to cock their legs, kind of like a dog, picking his leg up to relieve himself. It's kind of, maybe gross to tell like that, but it seems to work. We've all seen the dog go by the fire hydrant. That's how we pump our leg. Using that heel, a very, very powerful kick. Now we want to get hit with that heel and that power. You got your reverse back kick. Bam, same thing. Now we got our back heel kick. Called Garuma. Using the back of the heel, you come in into the legs, or I can snap into the head. Chest. That's what we joke. Okay. Anyway, those are 7 basic kicks. So many styles of martial arts teach a heavy emphasis on blocking. We teach you how to do the blocks. But I've tried to always make sure in a self-defense situation, I'm not in the blocking deal. I don't want to have to react to him and be quick enough and blow through the right block. Doesn't that kind of make sense? If I'm here, I really don't know for sure if he's got his hands up or he's threatening me. If he's going to throw a jab, a cross, if he's has some boxing experience or is a martial artist, whatever he's going to do. Once I step back here, regardless if we can throw a jab, cross, whatever, I can counter with a kick, and I can hit him back first. Does that make sense? So that's what we call a direct counter. And that's what I prefer to do in a street situation. But in my later years, Art Karate School was on the same block as a real popular bar. And on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday nights, Jimmy Brock, my right-hand man, Cato there, he'll attest to this. We had, the bar was so crowded all the time, the bathroom wasn't big enough to take care of all the customers. So they walked down to around my karate school. In the back where our students walk in, here you got these big drunks relieving themselves. Well, we had developed what we called the potty patrol. So we would come out the back and ask them nicely not to pee in our building. Well, the earlier it was in the night, they cooperated. But once you get toward midnight, they'd have a few beers, and you walk out there with your karate uniform on, and I had hair down to here. What are they going to do? You know, oh, you faggot, what are you going to do about it? Whatever, that kind of stuff. If I was wrong by using the word faggot, I apologize. I just did it again, didn't I? Okay, anyway. So anyway, we had these guys, and at first I was rather militant. I'd go out there and I'd ask these guys to leave. They wouldn't. And they go, what are you going to do about it? I said, well, I have to knock you out. And I'm kind of saying they're kidding boys. That would make them mad, and they would go to fire on me. And I would just go, it's just a straight Seiken. And I was catching them in the face, but I was putting holes in people's head. And our lawyer for our fighting crew, that Bob was fighting, made it clear to me that I better quit doing that or I was going to be in jail. Because we've all heard this, if you're a black belt, you're a professional in martial arts, you receive money, then it's like you're shooting somebody or stabbing somebody. So I didn't actually realize it at that point, so I had to kind of mellow out, and I went to the palm heel strike and used that a lot. And that was even too easy. I thought instead of just doing a straight palm and strike to the nose, after a while I got kind of cocky. These guys would make a move, and I would just smack them with a heavy hand, and somehow I could make my hand get heavy when it hit you, and they'd spin around about a time and a half and fall down, and then they go, oh, come back, I'm going to shoot you. That kind of stuff. But, and then eventually we got on top of the roof and had a party at our karate school, and we had some ropes. We filled these 10-gallon buckets full of water, and these guys come in and they'd be peeing on the building. We'd be at the top, and we'd go, hey. And when you look up, when we dump that water on them, they'd get soaked, and that was a lot of fun. We even got a ticket for that, though. Cops, they didn't want me to do that. We couldn't do anything to please the police at that point in time, but those were the good old days. But the situation I dealt with many, many times was the guy that would be in my face, threatening me, and I prefer to be in close myself. Especially with no weapon. Actually, with a weapon, the closer the better for me. These guys in the situation, any self